Okay, my name is Glenn Phillips. I own a company called Wasatch Multimedia Advisory Group. We do advertising and marketing consultation. Our clients have us go in and we analyze their company. We base it off a lot of different criteria. Then we go to town on the computer, do the research, find out what is going to work for them, what isn't going to work for them. So one of the big things that without fail we find that everybody needs is good positive ratings on the internet. Along the Wasatch Front especially, you have your top, which are Yelp, Google Places, and KSL. And it's very important and very imperative, as a matter of fact, that you have good positive ratings on these sites. One example, a guy from Salt Lake who owns a repair shop called me up and said his business has been dropping and he needs some help. Didn't know exactly what was doing it. So I went, sat down with him, we talked for a while. I went through a 3-page detailed questionnaire to find out what exactly we could do for him to boost his business up and why his business had been dropping. Because he'd been in business for quite a few years, had some good return customers, but his return customers were all happy, they didn't need anything else from him, and his new customers was dropping off like flies. So when I sat down at the computer to do the analyzation, the first thing I look at is what's going on the internet. What are people saying about you? Where are you sitting on your Google Places page? What I had found is that being in a service business like his, he is over a 90% rate of people who will do research on him before they call him up. So that type of business, if somebody wants to know what's going on, they're going to find out what are the customers saying about you. Well, the customer that had one review on him was that customer. And it was not a good review. See, here was a customer who didn't know much about ratings and he didn't know what it was all about. But he had one upset customer who did know about ratings and they knew how to use them. Well, when it got right down to it, the rating of this guy was a bad rating. He was getting a 1-star review off of a customer. Now, history behind this customer. Customer comes in, says, I cannot afford a brand new motor. I need to find out what I need to do. Can you get me a used one? He said, we can get you a used motor, but I cannot give you a guarantee. So the guy said, okay, as long as you're saving me money, the bid worked out for him. He had the guy do the job. He comes back a while later and says, something's wrong, it's not working. Well, here's the key. He did not give him a guarantee. He told him, a new part, you get a guarantee. I cannot guarantee a used part. The fact is, he had no idea where that used part come from, what kind of history was behind it. All he knew is he'd go to the junkyard and get it. And it worked when it left the shop. So this customer wanted all of their money back, knowing there was no guarantee on that part, and the guy suggested he get a new one. Well, when it got down to it, the customer went home, got onto the rating sites, and bam, right there, first thing he hit was KSL.com. He spread it to Yelp, he spread it to the Google Places page, and everything started dropping off. So when I went back and I sat down with this gentleman, I said, here's your biggest problem. Most of the people who come to use you for the first time will research you first. We pulled up his computer, I showed him what we were talking about, and he said, how did that get there? I said, let me show you. He goes, okay, how do I offset this? I said, well, first of all, you have to offset it by getting good, happy customers giving you positive reviews. Your angry customer is going to give you a bad review without ever being asked. But if you want your happy customers to give you a review, sometimes you got to beg them. And you got to give them instructions on how to get on Google Places, how to get on Yelp.com, and what to do in order to give you that good, positive review. Once you get that positive review, you're getting 4 stars, you're getting 5 stars. Then it's going to boost how people see you on the front page of the internet. Your customers who research you before they come in and walk in, even if they see a bad review, they're going to see a bunch of good reviews. We can get right down to it. Any company who has substance to them and is large and well known has bad reviews. General Motors has bad reviews. Chrysler has bad reviews. Ford has bad reviews. Nike, they've got bad reviews. But you know what? Everybody knows the good, positive reputation that they have out there. That's what a person needs to build. And that's what we did for this gentleman, is tried to work on building it. But he decided at that to regroup, close up shop, and take a different direction with his life at that point in time. But the good reviews were definitely where a company like that needed to go in order to change what was going on the internet with them. But that was their main downfall right there. It's one bad review.